There she is.
There she is.
So our next guest is Rebel News journalist. Although a lot of the work that she does at Rebel News, hard work, happens behind the scenes. Although sometimes she'll grace the front of your screen. It's Angelica Toy. She's based in Calgary, but she's done some journalism on the election. Angelica, thanks for coming on the show. Tell me, who do you think is going to win tonight, and why is it not Bonnie Critchley?
My bet is on Pierre Poilievre. Of course, we have seen forever Alberta has been mainly conservative, especially in ridings such as Battle River Crowfoot, which are, of course, more of the rural areas made up of oil rig workers and farmers and truck drivers. Their values completely align with those of the Conservatives. So I am definitely betting on Pierre Poilievre to win this by-election.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that. That this is a coal riding. And so many of the towns in this riding have suffered from the early coal phase out that was in collaboration with the NDP. But this is also the riding that houses Hardesty, which is a major oil tank farm. It's a town of a few hundred people, but outside of that, it's a major tank farm and that is the genesis of, or would be the genesis of Keystone XL. So a lot of the oil that flows south to the United States flows out of Hardesty. And that was the oil that Doug Ford and Mark Carney said you should not send to the Americans. So yeah, this is a town, or Poilievre is coming into a place where all the issues that he talked about theoretically in Ottawa, Carleton, they're very real and live on the ground right now.
Absolutely. People right now are voting to protect their livelihoods, to be able to put food on their tables, to have a real shot at life, I guess, per se, especially with immigration. If we vote in someone like Pierre Poilievre, of course, he has another chance at being our federal prime minister. And the people in smaller Alberta towns, of course, have the traditional values, as you like to call them, of less immigration coming into Alberta. So again, I think these people really are voting for their future.
Lise?
Yeah, well, thank you. I believe that they are looking for a seat at the table in Ottawa too, and looking at this election like a real opportunity for them, because for Pierre Poilievre's entire career, he's been very Ottawa-centric, right? Like we've talked about this. And when you're Ottawa-centric and your spheres of influence are all Ottawa people and you never quite get out of that bubble, Alberta is going to be an entirely different beast to the Poilievre team. And we can only hope that in these last couple of weeks, in the lead up to tonight's election, that he's experienced a really good dose of Alberta immersion. Really listen to the people of Alberta, and that he can take those voices all the way into Ottawa, inject some Alberta into Ottawa, maybe.
Hey, Angelica, I want to talk to you while I have you on something that is, it's Alberta centric, but a little bit unrelated to the Battle River Crowfoot, although I think the separatist sentiment is percolating underneath everything in this province. I want to talk to you about the journalism you did on the Alberta Forever petition, which was comical. So tell us about the Alberta Forever petition, which is a counter-petition to the Alberta Prosperity Project's one, which would see Albertans, they want to collect enough signatures for Albertans to be offered a chance to say, should we stay or should we go now? Now, tell us about this outstanding piece of journalism that you stumbled across, where you encountered former deputy PC leader Thomas Lukaszik's attempts to maintain the status quo, him and all the elbows up boomers in Calgary.
Yes, so for those who don't know, Thomas Lukazik, a big independence critic, started a petition that was greenlit by our government here in Alberta. This was called the Alberta Forever Canada petition. And he has pretty much 90 days to gather was it 200,000 signatures? 300,000
because he filed a day early.
There we go. That's quite the high number. But yeah, so 300,000 signatures in 90 days. And we have groups of people that have been stationed across Calgary collecting these signatures. And so my colleague and I, Sydney Fazard, we went to one. We wanted to speak to some of the organizers there and those who were signing the petition. And we were met with a lot of childlike behavior, which of course I recommend go watch the video if you want to see that unfold. But as I was talking to these people, I noticed a pattern. And the pattern was that all of these people genuinely believe that Canada is a free nation. It is one of the best countries in the world. That was something they continue to repeat. And I think that was our problem. That is our initial difference. We have those who want to vote for Alberta separation and independence, and those who want to remain as one country. The people who want to vote for independence believe that we are being treated unfairly by Ottawa, that we're losing our rights. I mean, we just saw Sean Foyt, a Christian worship leader, get completely destroyed by our government here. The church that hosted them was even fined just over $2,000, which is insane. And things like that alone just prove that we do not live in a free country. So that is our one thing here. And also I noticed one individual person that we did talk to there said that Alberta does not pay equalization payments to Quebec. And immediately, again, I realized some of these people don't even understand how our country works. So they're not really able to think properly, I guess, and then have the right ideas to put forward when it comes to even voting for if Alberta should stay or go.
You know,
Hey
somebody
guys,
voted.
sorry to burst in, and I apologize for interrupting, but we have the first results. It's not a lot, but so far, slightly less than 500 ballots have been counted, and 89.9% are for Pierre Poilievre. In second place is the Andrew Coyne lookalike, U-Haul driving, Valor stealing, recent arrival from British Columbia, Bonnie Critchley, with 4.5%. So it looks like I'm on track to win my bet that she would get single digits. In third place with 2.3%, a respectable showing for the Liberals in this riding, Darcy Spady, and I would like to congratulate him for doing much better than I thought he would do.
Me too.
And Catherine Swampy, 9 votes. I think she will break double digits before the night is out.
Exciting.
And then the United Party, the Green Party, the People's Party, and then a bunch of, well, actually so far, not a single one
They
of the
didn't even
fake
vote for
candidates.
themselves?
Pardon me?
They didn't even vote for themselves.
No, because
yet.
they don't live in the riding.
That's right.
They don't live in the riding. They have no connection whatsoever. Anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to let you know, and I'm going to quickly hit refresh. So the grand total is 486 votes. It's one poll out of 286. So it could still be a huge night for Bonnie Critchley. Don't write off that dark horse. I think she's, you know what? How can the Toronto Star, the Tyee, the CBC all be wrong? They see something special in that lady.
They do. They
And,
do.
you know, I should not write her off, although I am betting heavily against her. Back to you, Angelica. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries, Elijah. Thank you so much. And I do lastly just want to finish off by saying if you haven't yet purchased your Alberta First t-shirts,
Nice.
they're on our
Yes,
Rebel
thank
News
you.
store. Awesome t-shirt. Of course, if you support Alberta independence.
Or just Alberta autonomy. You don't have to be a sovereigntist to buy one of those Alberta First shirts. It's rebelnewsstore.com. Very clever, Angelica, getting in a store plug there. From what I understand, 14,000 people cast ballots in advanced polls in the riding, which has 86,000 eligible voters. That feels high for a by-election in advance poll turnout, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just sensing that wrong. Going back to your video, Angelica, something I noticed from the people who were gathered around to sign the the petition to gather 300,000 signatures in 90 days as opposed to 170-ish thousand in 120 days because Lukasik filed a day early. They all were of a certain vintage. And I say this with kindness, approaching that vintage, but they are all sort of getting towards boomerish. They have a very strong public sector retiree feel about them. I feel like they're the kind of people who bought their house for a wooden nickel and a moon pie, and so they're just fine now. And so that they feel that Canada is perfectly fine. And if their grandkids don't get a job, well, that's not their problem. That was what I got from that video.
This is what I got. I wrote down retired public sector boomers on pensions that are impervious to the overreaches of the government. You know, these are people that have suffered none of the consequences of a bad government in the last 10 years. None at all. They're also probably highly addicted to the mainstream media and just consume a barrage of left-leaning journalism. That's probably who we were dealing with the entire time. But make no mistake, our urban centers are absolutely stuffed with these people, like really, really stuffed, which makes tonight's election results so interesting because it is not an urban area. So you're going to see like tonight's results are going to be a report card on how the Conservative Party is doing in rural areas. And we know that there is just a staggering disparity between urban values and opinions and rural opinions and values.
Yes. Yeah. And this is just a largely rural riding. Even the cities are small. You know, Camrose is a small city. Tofield is a small city. Stettler is a small city. There's none of that Calgary nonsense getting at them. Angelica, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for jumping on, helping us kill a little bit of time. It's always nice to talk to you.
Thank you, guys.
And very entrepreneurial of you to put on that shirt and plug the store. Very good. Nicely done, young lady.